We told you earlier how Congress came to a late-night compromise to avoid a potential government shutdown. But a key issue still unsettled this morning is how to cover the rising cost of helping millions of disaster victims across the country. CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller looks at why those disaster funds are running low and how the victims are being hurt by it.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency has been in the middle of a political firestorm over funding, but it's an unprecedented series of natural storms, from fires to floods, that caused FEMA's budget to dry up.
So how long have you lived here?
10 years.
10 years.
Shikshini, Pennsylvania resident Amy Noss has been living with her in-laws for the past 2 weeks. Her family displaced by Tropical Storm Lee. The storm caused $150,000 in damages to her home. Insurance only covers $68,000.
How are you going to pay for it?
We're not sure. We're waiting for answers.
Noss is looking for any help she can get, including FEMA, which was allotted $2.6 billion in disaster relief funds for fiscal year 2011. But already this year, 48 states have been declared federal disaster areas, with weather events like the floods in Minot and Memphis pushing FEMA to the brink. April's tornadoes in Alabama cost nearly $1 billion in damages. The devastation from Joplin's deadly tornado in May is still being tallied, but could cost as much as $3 billion. And last month's Hurricane Irene is expected to cost $10 billion in damages to people all along the East Coast. On Monday, hundreds of Irene victims lined up outside a government office in Hartford, Connecticut, to apply for federal assistance. Tropical Storm Lee victims are only expecting so much.
We'll get some help. We just won't get all that we need.
Shikshini Mayor Beverly Moore estimates she needs $3 million to fix all the infrastructure in her small town.
80% of my town is devastated with 77 homes that people can't live in, 28 businesses that are non-operational.
Over the years, Congress routinely passed supplemental relief bills to help victims of natural disasters. Just last year, FEMA had a budget of $1.6 billion, but spent more than 3 times that amount in supplemental spending. With the agreement on Capitol Hill, work can hopefully continue in places like Shikshini.
Did they tell you when they're going to call you back?
They said maybe today to see if I could find a rental property instead.
And on $470 million of projects that have been on hold in 43 states, including in places like Joplin, which has seen aid frozen while FEMA deals with the most recent disaster. Michelle Miller, CBS News, Shikshini, Pennsylvania.